Warning, do not take this too seriously. Hi there, are you politically correct? Take this quick test to find out yourself.
Oh, wow!
Instead of 10 commandments of God, start learning 10 commandments of political correctness.
I identify as black.
Number 1. Never say the N-word. Number 2. Never assume individuals' gender just by looking at them because they could identify as a dog or a broccoli. Can't you tell this is a dog?
Hey, come on, Jenna, go. Let's go. Bad girl, let's go.
Number 3. You have no rights to wear clothes from other cultures because you're offending someone with different cultural background. Number 4. Instead of Merry Christmas, say Happy Holidays. Number 5. Never open the door for a woman because that makes you a sexist. Number 6. Say the word humankind instead of mankind because a word mankind doesn't make women important enough. Number 7. No spreading legs next to women. Number 8. Don't use the term illegal aliens, instead use the word undocumented immigrants. Number 9. Never ask someone where they're from because that's a microaggression. Hey dude, where you from? Oh, my family came here from China.
China?
Number 10. If you're a white person, start an interracial relationship to prove you're not a racist. What is up, world? Remember the liberating 60s, the civil rights movement and the sexual revolution? Since then, throughout the decades, we've seen gradual progressiveness in feminism, equality, but then we entered the woke era, which has totally turned the world upside down. Today, movies and video games are wrapped up in layers and layers of wokeness, and our freedom of speech is being threatened by political correctness. It isn't about writing an interesting character anymore, but having a strong female character and more racially diverse cast as possible. But the wokeness of Hollywood is being exposed. Disney's animated film Strange World featuring openly LGBT character lost $100 million, and Amsterdam is another flop through which the left wing tried to push their propaganda about the rise of fascism in the US following January 6 Capitol riot. Top Gun Maverick might be the only 2022 movie which fans and critics truly enjoyed because it wasn't promoting the woke politics. Hollywood is realizing their woke garbage isn't gonna hold audience much longer. Get woke, go broke, they say. However, they think the real reason why these feminist and LGBT films fail is because people are just sexist and homophobic bastards.
You don't come see it, then you're sending a message that black women cannot lead the box office globally.
But in reality, these strong female characters are just unlikable and forgettable. In the first 5 minutes of Terminator Dark Fate, our main hero of the franchise, John Connor, is killed off and then replaced with the new leader of Resistance, an annoying 5 feet tall girl. You see, she's so forgettable that I can't even remember her name. When I watched Dark Fate in cinema, I was thinking, honestly, I don't mind if they kill this new leader of Resistance. Even director Tim Miller admitted his own movie was a disaster. Now, some of you may have noticed that this movie follows the common concept applied in modern movies. Man's main characteristics are weakness, femininity, and stupidity, while women are presented as masculine and provocative characters.
Women can do anything.
Man talk.
Quentin Tarantino believes the past several years were the worst time for movies ever due to political correctness. Tarantino has put it really well by saying, "We came to the point when ideology has become more important than art, and it restricts creativity and cinematic innovation."
It has become a thing that's gone on, especially this last year. Ideology is more important than art. Ideology trumps art. Ideology trumps individual effort. Ideology trumps good.
Concepts of political correctness pushed down our throats or increasing censorship is removing possibility of artistic expression. If we rewind back to the 1970s, filmmakers had ability to develop their innovative styles because political propaganda wasn't even a priority. Woody Allen's Manhattan about a 44-year-old man in relationship with a 17-year-old girl would hardly be released today. Martin Scorsese's masterpiece Taxi Driver would be in trouble due to depicting child prostitution and racism in some scenes, and Rocky would contain too much of that toxic masculinity. Now, don't get me wrong, it's important having diversity and gender equality in film, but it seems like this is modern Hollywood's only priority instead of making a great film worth watching.
Everything woke turns to shit.
I would personally much rather pick a random film from the 90s to watch instead of any modern day film. Hollywood does have its history of objectifying women, but in the 70s, 80s and 90s, a lot of amazing movies with females as lead became and remained popular to this day. Sarah Connor in Terminator 2, Ellen Ripley from Aliens, Nancy Thompson in A Nightmare on Elm Street, Princess Leia from Star Wars, and even Pam Bouvier in 007 License to Kill from James Bond series, which are most commonly known for objectifying women. If compared, there is a difference between today's strong female character and a badass female character from the older movies. For example, Ellen Ripley from Aliens manages to keep her natural feminine characteristics while also being the ultimate badass. After Ripley finds out that her daughter Amanda has passed away, a little girl Rebecca Newt, whose parents were killed by Xenomorph, becomes like a surrogate daughter to Ripley. Newt gets captured by Xenomorph and taken to the Hive. Ripley, aware of risking her own life, decides to rescue Newt. You see, underneath her badass figure, she opens her feminine side of a mother who lost her daughter Amanda and wants to take care of Newt like her own daughter she has lost. On the other hand, modern female character is soulless and dehumanized with main purpose of looking empowering. They're unrelatable and we cannot emotionally connect with them because they rarely go through any struggles in order to reach their goals. The biggest problem is how woke feminism is influencing female audience with the belief that women are victims to men's toxic masculinity. How radical feminism is saving women from men who will turn them into desperate and helpless housewives locked inside their house. You may have noticed the lack of romantic relationships in modern movies. Any potential falling in love between two characters is removed from screenplays to prove women they do not need a man at all. This is leaving consequences on future generations of young female audience who are told that they shouldn't get married and start family one day because that will destroy their independence and power.
Do men or women have easier lives?
Men. They're just useless. Just don't do anything. Absolute racist face.
This Australian TV show mocked a hard-working woman who prioritizes her family over work. A woman who's being a mother and a wife you could wish for and who doesn't work for money but out of love. Take a look at this.
I always make sure I don't go to bed until everyone's lunches are packed, their clothes are set out for the next day, including my husband's, and the house is clean, dishwasher is on, and a load of washing is on. I always get up early, 4:30, with my husband to make his breakfast and coffee. Go, Brooke. Whatever. I tell you what, though, Chrissy, a lot of people online are saying, well done, are praising her.
Who? Who are these people? Oh, has he hypnotised her or something? Who does this stuff? Making his breakfast and then putting his clothes out of a night? Is he disabled or something?
In today's woke era, it seems that comedy movies significantly suffer by including jokes in screenplays which sensitive audience rather find offensive.
Where are they? I think they're talking about us.
Oh, those guys are bags.
That's fantastic. Let me...
What's happening, hot stuff?
His name is Long Duck Dong, the weird Chinese guy in Mike's room.
But it's important to mention that Hollywood also has a history of having characters portrayed through racist stereotypes, objectifying women, and showing women being abused by men.
Is your mother a nigger?
Get in. You know I never do nothing again, you massa. I always respect you.
Are you black?
No, I'm as white as you.
You're lying!
You get back to the hotel and stay there.
I said I like it here.
Well, I can change that in a hurry.
That's Tommy Turner. Yeah, who is it? Who's back there? One of you bastards, get out of here.
I would like to go to bed with you.
It's something I'm asked frequently.
See an example from a movie Imitation of Life is not by any means glorifying racism, but showing the horrors through which a biracial woman had to go through in 1950s just because her mother was black. However, modern Hollywood would still consider that film to be racist. But what about comedy films? It seems like comedy genre has totally disappeared in the past decade. During my teenage years, I was a huge fan of genre called teenage films, which played a big role in making my introverted life more fun. Fast Times at Ridgemont High, The Breakfast Club, The Girl Next Door, but I can't remember even one enjoyable teenage comedy from the past decade. Why? Because there's none. Today's woke era has made classic comedies like American Pie age poorly. The driving force behind the storyline of American Pie is the pledge made by 4 protagonists to lose their virginity before prom night. If today a teenage comedy was released with storyline applying characteristics like the ones from American Pie, such as douchebag character Stifler or filming a woman without her consent,
Oh, there that goes. Oh, jeez. God bless the internet.
there would be a high possibility that such a film would immediately be cancelled. These once comedic and quite sweet elements of the film
So, wanna be my girlfriend?
Do you have something special for me?
are today considered offensive and sexist.
Men are inherently the weaker sex.
I think you got that backwards.
Now guys, something else I realized that's suddenly becoming increasingly dominant even on street billboards and especially TV commercials, and that is forced diversity. Now this is my honest opinion, of which you may disagree, but allow me to explain. Considering the United States is diversifying today faster than ever, diversity is important. Every racial and ethnic group deserves an equal representation. However, forced diversity is something else. Take movies as an example. Forced diversity in movies is misrepresentation, where diverse film characters are there to satisfy the need for inclusion and diversity. And this comes at the expense and erasure of white characters, as modern Hollywood is primarily putting black actors in characters traditionally deemed white. You can see race swapping in many examples. Johnny Storm in Fantastic Four, Heimdall, Nick Fury, Alicia Masters, Pete Ross, Jimmy Olsen, Iris West from The Flash, and in the new Velma TV series, Velma and Shaggy, who were traditionally white, are now black characters as well, plus Velma is lesbian. Diversity is also being put ahead of historical accuracy. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a movie with the Nazi soldier in a relationship with the black woman. Oh wait, they already did that. These are the same people who insist on diversity, but at the same time they shrinked Finn, the black guy, on a Star Wars poster when promoting film to China. The reason? Well, because China is pretty much a racist country.
China.
Seriously, there are older generations of Chinese people disturbed when seeing a black person on film. I find it funny how people consider America a racist country, but there are so much more racist countries around the world. But thanks to China, we can now realize how Hollywood doesn't really care about diversity or gender equality. It all comes down to one thing, which is creating a box office success. Slapping a woman or radical feminism, whatever potentially can become a commercial success, isn't excluded from consideration. Woke ideology in advertising has even become a topic among Quora users. Take overrepresentation of interracial couples, for example. Interracial couples account for only 7% of relationships in England and Wales, but for some reason they are represented in every other UK TV commercial. At least that's what people on Quora have complained about. Same in the US. There are 13% of the population, yet I see biracial couples in every TV ad, which is not realistic, and news reporting and everywhere else. It is overkill. I think it is the same reason for opening the border to illegals, to absolve the US of its racist policies from 50 to 200 years ago. Idiotic. It's all down to blackwashing. Notice it's always a black male with white woman, never the other way around. This is doing incredible damage to the products they are pushing. People are fed up with this dreadful blackwashing.
See this? We want this. We love this. We need this. But this? Yeah, we don't need this.
We would like to humbly decline your offer.
The Hispanic community, we're gonna have to pass on that.
As a representative of the Asian community, unfortunately, we cannot take her.
We would also like to humbly deny this offer.
Gotta pass this one back to the white boy.
No. Political correctness can make space for reverse racism. Race theorists connect it with denying the existence of white privilege, and there are people saying how only white people can be racist, which in my opinion is a bunch of bullcrap. Just take a look at these TV commercials and try finding out their common themes.
I love your rap music.
I have a helicopter.
Ooh.
We should be going.
You don't like boats?
Oh, are you gonna eat that?
Yeah.
Are you gonna eat that?
Yes, I'm gonna eat this.
Stay away from my chicken.
That's why Maytag has fingerprint-resistant stainless steel. New fingerprint-resistant.
So in case you haven't noticed, white men are represented as weak and embarrassing people while black men are strong alpha males. Now guys, I'll share with you an interesting example of reverse racism in Hollywood that I noticed. African-American filmmaker Jordan Peele made a racist comment that media rarely mentions. He's a director of a massive commercial success, a horror film Get Out that was released in 2017. Jordan Peele once revealed that he will never cast a white protagonist in any of his films. Quote, "I don't see myself casting a white dude as the lead in my movie." This is obviously a racist comment made by a black director who wants to address the problem of systemic racism in his movies, but at the same time he's being a racist himself. Interestingly enough, he's married to a white woman, but he rejects giving white men an important role in his films. And he's just one out of so many Hollywood stars who attack white people, but they all seem to marry exclusively only white women or white men. But let's try not to make a conclusion already. Jordan Peele continued, quote, "Not that I don't like white dudes, but I've seen that movie." This could actually refer to him talking about how he already seen numerous movies with white lead characters, and it wasn't until the past decade that Hollywood really started casting actors with numerous different ethnicities and races. After all, African American life experience quite differs from Caucasian life experience, considering the events that shaped the American history. So Jordan Peele maybe just wants to represent African American perspective in a film instead of quite dominant Caucasian. Also, Hollywood's casting of most commonly white actors and actresses throughout its history shouldn't be surprising if comparing today's with 1960s American demographics. The real problem is situation of reverse statement. Imagine if a white director like Christopher Nolan said, "I don't see myself casting a black dude as the lead." In that scenario, all hell would break loose. People wouldn't even question his statement and would automatically accuse him of being a racist. Public Religion Research Institute done a survey in 2016 in which 57% of white respondents said that they believe in existing discrimination against white people. Some media headlines can even confirm this statement. Quote, 53% believe they could be fired if they don't hire enough diverse employees. Or my personal favorite, white people are paying this business to get rid of their white guilt. Yes, you heard me right. There are white Americans who pay $100 a month to get a box of tasks to complete that are supposed to make them more woke. They feel a so-called white guilt, a belief that white people should be responsible for harm their ancestors might have committed towards other racial groups throughout the history. I mean, how ridiculous this is. It's the same like telling Germans today in 2023 that they're responsible for all the evil that Nazis committed towards Jews in World War II. In a video by Jubilee that I particularly found interesting, a group of white people are asked a very simple question. Are you proud to be white? 5 out of 6 of them disagreed. I'm proud to be white was connected to Nazis, KKK and primarily negative thoughts. But when the sentence I'm proud to be black was given to black people, all 6 people strongly agreed and the sentence was connected to civil rights movement, Black Lives Matter, bravery and all the positive things. So it seems that only white people shouldn't be proud of who they are. Now guys, what do you think about reverse racism, and let's just call it racism? What do you think about radical feminism and overall woke Hollywood? Let me know your thoughts down in comments below. Thanks for dropping by, enjoy your day, and if you enjoyed this video, and I'm talking about 93% of you not subscribed, please consider subscribing.
Come on, Jenna, go. Let's go. Bad girl.